Hi, in this video I want to do a realistic what I read in a week, and I will be focusing mainly on two books. So I've got Lekker Laten Lullen, which is a Dutch book by two female authors, and it's basically about turning 30 and looking at where people around you are in their life, like some of their friends are getting married or having children, buying a house, and some aren't, and it's just about how you deal with that and how you maybe also deal with a burnout and just their thoughts on life, and I think it's very interesting. And I am also reading The Dog Park Detectives, which I think is a very fun murder mystery book where it's not as if the dogs can actually talk or anything, but they kind of know what's going on. So it's a really fun audiobook to listen to. And I do have the goal to at least finish one book. I might also be reading The Vegetarian. I left it at my boyfriend's parents' house because I forgot to put it back in my bag. But I will be there Saturday, maybe, and then I can pick up the book and read it in the train. But I am a slow reader, so this is a realistic how much I read in a week slow reader edition. And let's just get into it. Hi, it's Monday right now, so I'm starting the video today. I got back from my internship and I put on my pajamas to get comfortable. I'm gonna probably also make some tea. And let's be honest, I'm also gonna get some chocolates. And then I'm gonna start reading. The book I'm currently reading is called Lekker Laten Lullen. Right now I am at page 70. We'll see how much reading I get done today. And what I really like about this book is that it has very short chapters. So it's like one chapter is 4 pages. On the one hand, that makes me want to read it and want to pick it up more because I'm like, oh, I can just read like one chapter. But then sometimes I read one chapter and then I pick up my phone again and then I've actually only read 4 pages. It kind of goes both ways because it's like the other way is that I read one chapter and I'm like, that was so short, let's go for another one and go for another one. And then I don't really stop reading because I'm just like, oh, but it's only 5 pages for one more chapter, so I could just as well. Let's get to reading. Now I'm at page 72. 2 pages! Ah! I did get my tea and my chocolate, and I read a few more pages. Then I did a workout. Now I've got a shower, and then I gotta sleep. So today I read a whooping 14 pages. Yeah. Are you impressed? And it was actually 3 chapters. So, doesn't that sound good? I think tomorrow on my way to my internship, I am actually gonna listen to an audiobook. I can't really tell you the page count, but I'll just see how far along I am. But I was productive today, you know what? So that's good. And I did read a little bit. So maybe tomorrow I can double it and read 30 pages. Would be nice. It's Tuesday and I'm off to work, and I will put in my earphones, earbuds, headphones, whatever you call them. And then I'm gonna listen to the Dog Park Detectives, I think it's called. And I'll put a screenshot here to show you how far I am right now. And then at the end of the week, we can see how much I listen to. Hi, it's Tuesday night and I have listened to 17 minutes of my audiobook and I've read I wanted to say 17, no, I've read 7 pages. It's not going great, but I did take a nice nap, so that was nice. Thursday, I plan on studying, and then when I take a break from studying, I plan on reading. So I think Thursday I'll actually read quite a bit, and then tomorrow I might just read a few pages and listen to a few minutes again. But I am really liking both the books that I'm into right now. The Dog Park Detectives is really fun. I think it's very cute and, well, cute, that sounds weird. It is like a murder mystery, but I think it's very fun. And I don't know what happened. I have no idea, but I'm excited to find out. And the other book that I'm actually physically reading, I am liking it so far. It's very relatable, and it's funny that the two women are very different from each other. One of them is constantly stressed out and overthinking, and sadly, that is the person I relate to. And the other person is way more chill and just like, I can see my friends are all getting married and getting houses and children, but I don't want none of that. And she's just kind of more chill about it. Nice to see both perspectives and see like everybody's different, but also a lot of people go through the same emotions. So I don't know, I'm really enjoying both the books. Hi, today's Wednesday, and I ended up reading 60 pages. I was homesick today. I woke up at like 4 and needed a bucket, but I was just like sleeping, watching television, and eventually also was able to read. So I did read 60 pages, and I feel quite a bit better. I think if I just get a good night's sleep, then tomorrow I'll be good again. Yesterday I stayed home sick because because I was sick. And luckily today I feel a lot better. I still have a bit of a headache, and it doesn't matter. I'm reading today. And what I'm doing is I'm actually going to listen to an audiobook while crocheting, or, well, it's not really crocheting. I need to weave in all the ends of this. Like, yeah. Yeah. It's a bunch of granny squares, and it's supposed to be like a vest. I'm making it for my mom, and it was supposed to be done last summer. So I figured let's try to at least finish it before the summer holiday, because then she can wear it this summer. It's 100% cotton, so it won't be too hot or anything. But I figured while weaving in those ends, I can listen to an audiobook, and that would be a nice combination. I think it's 70 or 80 pages, but then this book will be finished. So I think that's doable for today. Saturday, I'm gonna go by the house of my boyfriend's parents because I left my book there. Now I can't read it, but hopefully I will be able to pick it up Saturday. I'm gonna weave in all these ends, and, well, not all of them. That's too much work for one day, but or I don't know. Maybe I can. Anyway, let's get to reading. I just finished this book, and that means I have read 73 pages today. I have also listened to my audiobook. I don't know exactly for how long. I feel like maybe an hour, and I might listen to a little bit more of the audiobook. I am not sure yet, but this was a very good book. Yeah, it is a Dutch book, so it's so stupid to talk about it to you guys because it's obviously, I don't know if it's translated, maybe it is, but I think there were some like nice, I don't know if it's necessarily life lessons, but it's nice to see that other people are also dealing with thinking life is hard, I guess. And I mean, on the that's not nice because obviously it would be nice if other people were doing great, but I guess it's relatable and it makes you realize like everybody's just trying to figure it out and nobody really has it figured out. Nobody knows what they're doing and we're all just going along and trying to make the best of it. I thought there was one quote that I really liked. I'm going to look it up because I wrote it down somewhere. I'm going to say it in Dutch and then translate it to English. Rust zit niet in het afronden van je taken, maar in het loslaten dat je taken af moeten. So it basically says comfort or rest is not within finishing your task, but it's within accepting that it's not yet finished or that it doesn't have to be finished or, something in that realm. I kind of needed to hear that as well because I keep thinking like, oh, I need to put away the laundry and I need to do the dishes and I need to do more workouts and I need to make sure I eat healthy, and it's just all these things that keep stacking up, and then I feel like I'm not accomplished because I haven't accomplished all of those things in one day. It's like, girl, you can't, and it's okay. And I feel like that was represented in this book as well. It's just like you can't always have everything figured out. And they're talking about how their friends are having children because they're around 30 and that's the age to have children, and it's weird if you don't. At least, I don't know. I think there has been a bit of a shift and it's more accepted not to have children, but it's just good to go at your own pace. And if like friends and people around you are having children, that doesn't mean that you have to do that. That doesn't have to be your path in life, and you can figure it out by yourself. And it's better to not have children than have children just because everybody else is doing it. So let's go with the flow and do what everybody else is doing. That's not. You need to make that decision for yourself and really think about it. I mean, obvious kind of, but also a good thing to tell people, because sometimes I do feel like it's just like so normalized to have children that it feels like, oh, you need to have children at this age. No, you don't. You really don't. You can just decide not to or do it later or whatever. Like, it's your decision, you know? But I really enjoyed the book. I enjoyed that there were two perspectives, like two quite different women, one in a burnout and one with other stuff in life happening. And I think I'm going to give it 4.5 stars because it was very good. It's not like I learned so much or anything, but it's just comforting to have this look into another person's life, like a realistic look into it, and just realize like there is no okay. The sidetracked, but you have this goal in mind of like what kind of adult you want to be, what kind of person you want to be, and then you're working towards that goal, but it keeps, at least maybe this is not maybe not everybody feels this way, but it's like you are so focused on that goal that you kind of forget to live in the moment. And I think that's a very important and something I've also been trying to work on a bit better. When I'm walking to do groceries and I see a pretty flower, usually I just be like, oh nice, and I keep walking, and now I just stand still and I'm like, what a pretty flower. Like, I have time to stand still for a few seconds and look at a pretty flower and, like, just be there and experience, like, wow, these beautiful colors. And it's just the small things and these little joys in your life that you kind of skip over because they're so normal or you're so used to them. But you need to stand still a little bit more and live in the moment and enjoy what you already have. I've been having a bit of a crisis. I've been feeling like, oh, I'm buying too many new books and I'm buying too many new clothes or secondhand clothes, but I already have so many things in my house and I have so many unfinished projects and craftsy items that I can make something with. And wouldn't it be nice to have more unique pieces? And shouldn't I focus more on having sustainable pieces and pieces that, like clothing items that are made from good quality and that are gonna last longer, or that I upcycle myself? And I don't know. There's just I've been thinking a lot about what kind of human I want to be. um, but I also feel like it's good to think about that, but you don't need to put too much pressure on it. Like, if you're already thinking about it, then you will make decisions a bit more thoughtfully. And I don't have to change everything in one go. And I feel like this book was also a bit of a, like, let's just take it slow and step by step you'll get to know who you are and where you want to be. Yeah, I don't know. Those are my thoughts. Um, and something completely different, but The Dog Park Detectives is also a book I am really enjoying. And yeah, like I said, I might continue listening to it today or maybe tomorrow. By the way, I was able to read, for me, this was a lot of reading for me in one day, but that's because it's Hemelvaart. I have no idea what that's called in English. God going to the earth, to the earth, to the sky to heaven something. Anyway, the point is, I didn't have to work today because it's a free day, so that's why I had more time to read. Hi, today it is Friday, and yesterday I listened to 2 hours and I also finished the other book that was actually a physical book. And today I listened to 2.5 hours and finished The Dog Park Detectives. The book that I read physically, Lekker Laten Lullen, I said I gave it 4.5 stars, I think, but I'm gonna change that to 4.25 because I feel like it was good but not amazing. And the Dog Park Detectives, I'm gonna give 3.5 stars. I did really enjoy it. It's just that there are so many characters, and sometimes it wasn't really clear to me who it was about. And I enjoyed it, but it wasn't super special or anything. I don't think I'll remember all that much about it. Like, okay, so it's still Friday for like 10 minutes. And sorry, the last video was like cut short. My boyfriend walked in and I forgot to keep filming. But I have also now listened to 2 hours of Watermoon, and I'm listening to that for my book club. I haven't actually read like a physical book, but I did read for my study book. Does that count? No. Hi, today it's Sunday and I didn't update yesterday, I think. It's because I met up with my family and I was in the train listening to my audiobook for a while, but then I noticed I had a very low battery percentage, so couldn't continue listening. And I also didn't bring enough yarn to continue my crocheting, so I ended up just sitting there watching the nature go by, but that was nice as well. And on the way back, my brother decided to also take the train, so I had some company, but I didn't really check how far I got along. And actually, on my way back from the family day, I also picked up the vegetarian because I left it at my boyfriend's parents' house. So I continued in that one this weekend and I read 35 pages and I listened to 3.5 hours of Watermoon. I think Watermoon is a pretty interesting book. I'm really liking it so far. There's like some magical realism to it, and I always love it when books have that. And there's like life lessons, and it makes you think. And I don't know, I think it's a very beautiful book. And I guess I don't know what to compare it to. I was thinking like the midnight train or the no, what is it called? The bookshop where you can pick up a book and go back to a thing that you regret and then do it differently. That's not what this is, but it kind of made me or um the cafe book, that one, it kind of made me think of that concept, but it is different and I do recommend reading it. I'm 3.5 hours in, so almost halfway, but I'm really enjoying it. There's a woman who kind of owns this. Is it a cafe? I don't know exactly. It's a house, and there's a restaurant. Okay, this is so chaotic. Okay, there's a restaurant, and then if you go into the restaurant, you might not go into the restaurant, but actually end up in this house, and they do serve you tea, and then you can go back and see something that you regretted and take the memory away. Something like that. The concept is still not really clear to me because now they're off on an adventure, but I am really enjoying it. And The Vegetarian is a very weird, it's very weird, but I do enjoy it. I think it's a good book, but it's really weird. So if you do like weird books, then give it a go. But to round it up, I didn't yet calculate what the numbers are, how many pages. I'm probably going to put that here, how many pages and how many hours I read. I think it's more than I expected, although I didn't say my expectation, but I think I finished an audiobook and a physical book, And I got quite far into Watermoon. I really didn't expect that to happen. But one day I was sick, so I got to do more reading. And I also had a day off that usually I would go to school and wouldn't really have that much time. And today maybe I should have studied a little bit more. So, yeah. It is realistic for a reading week for me, but I did have more time off than I usually do. So, I am a slow reader, but I just had a bit more time this week to read. So that was very nice. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I think my average reading speed is like 40 pages in an hour. So let me know what your reading speed is if you know. And I want to thank you for watching this video. You can like and subscribe. And if you don't know your reading speed, maybe you can leave an emoji of a flower in the comments, because you can see there are flowers on the cover. And if you have read this book, you know the significance of a flower. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Today it's Thursday. What day is it? Thursday. Today's Thursday because yesterday was Wednesday.